In today's video, I'll be covering the fastest way to get and fill all 3 canisters for the different variants for the ray gun Mark II. You'll want to start your game with some form of explosive lethal because we are going to gather all the seeds from the spores while we also pick up other things we need along the way. So keep your eye out for the white boxes. I'll show you a picture right here. As one of them contains an explosive, we need to open a secret passageway. But for the spores, you need, as I mentioned, an explosive lethal. So either a frag, a Semtex, or a Molotov. You can also equip Napalm Burst on your gun, but it's not as consistent. The base ray gun Mark II also works, but we are trying to get this done before we get the ray gun, so that won't really work for us right now. But as we make our way towards the mansion, you'll want to stop by this fountain right here because it holds the first reflective piece that we need. We need 2 of these. The other one will be located in the mansion on the balcony outside the nursery. Once we've got that, we're gonna head over towards Speed Cola to see if there are any spores over there. One can spawn right here. And then we're gonna head up towards the mansion, look for more of those white boxes and the spores, as they can spawn up here as well. There are different locations for them, but there'll only be 4 in each game. It will respawn in the same spot unless you already got the seed from it. We're gonna open up the mansion and look for boxes right here. Got one right there. Then we're gonna head up the stairs and through the nursery and outside to pick up our last reflector. I usually hold on to 1 zombie at the end of the rounds until I need more essence. Then I flipped around and kill all but 1 and repeat. That way you can get things done pretty efficiently without having to deal with the zombies and also keeping your rounds low. Once we've got the reflector, we're gonna head over here. Spore can spawn right there. Also on these trees right here. We're gonna make our way down here, get our points. And then here's another box. Grab the essence. There's another spore. And here's another box. And there we go, there's our explosive that we need. Alright, we open up the door here, and then we need to kill this zombie over here, and he will drop us a fuse that we need for the elevator. Once we've got that, we can head on over to Richtofen's room, shoot this computer, and grab that. And that's all we need for the elevator. We can repair this. And once we've done that, we can hit the button and some zombies will come out of the elevator. Get rid of these guys right here. And then we'll need to hit the button again. And then the elevator will fall down and we will actually have a zip line right here that we can take downstairs. There we go. We're gonna open up here and make our way over here because there is a zombie holding a Casimir right here. He will be there every game. We put our explosive over there, right next to the tier 3 vest, but we're not gonna go in there just yet. Now we're gonna head over to a workbench and get another lethal to get these spores and the seeds. First one is right here, and then we're gonna head outside. There's one out front. Now that we got all spores, we can head back towards Double Tap. I kind of did this a little backwards. I should have just gotten this canister earlier, but anyways, here we are. We're gonna throw this Casimir, and then the Casimir will suck up the canister. And once the Casimir is done, it will drop the canister for you. And you can pick it up, and then we're gonna head our way back over here. We're gonna put this canister in right here. And then we're gonna put a seed in there. And then all you have to do is defend that from the zombies. There's going to be purple-eyed zombies that spawn in. I would suggest keeping at least one, if not two zombies from the previous round, because sometimes the normal zombies, the not purple-eyed zombies, get attracted to it as well and will try and attack it. So keeping more than one is probably smart. We're gonna head over here, plant the second one. You just repeat this process for all 4 locations. What I usually do if I end up killing my last zombie and I flipped around, I'll just wait to plant the next seed until I eliminate most of them. That way you don't have to worry about all the zombies. But all 4 are done. We got our canister right here. Now we can head back down the elevator. And right over here, you'll see a letter. It's going to be either A or B. We got B for this one. And now we're going to need throwing axes. You can get a free one if you head on up by Pack-a-Punch. Right there is one. I know there's one over by the nursery as well, but all you have to do is throw the axe at the vent that lines up with the letter that's over there. Once you've done that, you just need an explosive of some kind. Molotov works, Semtex, and then we just throw it on there, and you got your second canister. Now for this one, we're gonna put the canister in there, and it'll spawn in an abomination. There'll be 3 rocks here that you need the abomination to use his laser on. Once he's done that, it glows blue. You need him to launch at the rock, and then it lifts off the ground, just like that. And he will alternate between, once he's used his laser, after a little bit, he will do his attack running at you, and he will do that back and forth. So just like that, that's the second one done. He accidentally took out my last zombie, so we got another round here, but that's fine. He's gonna take out some of these zombies. We got the last one glowing. Now all we need him to do is charge at it. Can be a little finicky at times. I try and keep him close to the rock. Once all the rocks are floating in the air, you'll have to protect this portal right here. There will be vermin that spawn in. The zombies won't do anything, but you need to protect the portal from the vermin because they're going to try and stand over it and cover it. It's fairly easy if you do it at the lower rounds. That's our second canister. And now for the last one, we need to get to round 10 so we can get the ray gun. And down here, there will be a lab technician that spawn in at round 10. You need to eliminate it, and they will drop a floppy disk that you need to take over here, over in the east foyer, interact with this computer, and it will start printing out a fax. This will also spawn in a few vermin that you can just take out. But once the fax is done, you can interact with it, and it will give you a word, a 4-letter word. So for mine, I got moth. And once you got your word, you want to head up to the nursery, and over on this chalkboard right there, there will be groupings of letters, and you're going to have to match the word that you have with these groups of letters. So my word was moth, and you can see M is in a grouping of 8 letters. So the first number will be 8. The O is in a grouping of 5 letters. So my second number will be 5. The third letter is in the same group as the M, so that's going to be another 8. And then the H is in a group of 7. So the last number is 7. So 8, 5, 8, 7. Now we can head down to the basement again, and over here there will be a keypad where you have to enter your number, and then you have to take out this doppelgast. This isn't too hard. If you have a Pack-a-Punch gun, it shouldn't be an issue taking him out. But once you've taken him out, he will drop a severed arm. You need the severed arm to get the ray gun out of the armory. The armory is right over here. We put the arm right there, and then we got the ray gun. Now, we have 4 pods around the map that you have to shoot with the ray gun. And in one of those pods will be our third and last canister. These pods will be in the same spot every game. So here's our third, and there was our canister, but the fourth one will be down by where we planted those seeds, right here in this room. And now that we got the third canister, we can head back downstairs to that hidden passageway that we opened up earlier. In here is where we're going to use those reflectors that we picked up at the beginning of the game. We need to put our canister in first, and then, this is kind of hard to see, there we go, that's one reflector, and then there's the other, okay. And now, all you have to do is melee the base of the crystal, and a doppelgast will spawn in. You take him out, and then for the second one, you can pick up the first reflector that we put over here. Pick this up. Go back to the other reflector. You melee that once. And then we need to take this passageway right here, up here, and place it and melee it once. Then it should line up to the next doppelgast, and we can melee the crystal again. We can take this guy out. These are just specials, so they're not super strong, but the last one will be an elite. All you have to do for that one is just melee the reflector that's closest to the crystal, melee that once, and then it should line up with the next doppelgast. The final doppelgast will be an elite, so he's gonna be a little bit more tanky. Alright, there we go, he's taken out. And now we can head over here, and the third canister is done. And that's it. All 3 canisters before we even get to round 12. So if you've been struggling with this at higher rounds, this is definitely the way to do it. It is way easier, especially the seed ones where you have to protect them. It's a lot easier at the lower rounds, and the same for the abomination step with the vermin. So if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, I'll be making a video on the full Easter egg very soon. I'll also be doing some reviews of the new guns, see how they compare to the guns that we already have in the game. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching.
Nothing like a little upgrade to make a man feel young again.